Here is our CyberX boys and girl. And on the other side of the map, we've got our first mover, Geb. Odin solo is very strong. It will be very interesting to see. We'll see what happens. Right now, it looks like Geb is just going to hang out and watch this experience camp. Or not. He's going to go for a deep ward. Odin solo is really strong because of that early game damage, and it can give him an early lead, and when Odin gets ahead of you, he gets tankier and he hurts more. Unbots is going to be hanging out over here. Apollo waiting for his buff. Uh-oh. Is there a fight going on here? We might see some auto attack going off. Kumbhakarna coming in from the side. Will we see a stun? No. No stun. No yawn. He also did not level up his get back. His belly bump. As I will affectionately call it from time to time. I do like to call it belly bump. Odin used to be even stronger, that's true. Old passive. But Odin is still a strong pick. He can get those picks off. Whoo, boy. Oh, and I don't think we'll ever see Odin as a support. Not anymore. Not with his current kit and how he works. Not gonna happen. Zhonghui getting those talismans put on to those experienced camp boys. He's gonna be killing those. Damage buff will be taken by Thor, while the damage buff is killed by Hunbots. I don't know if he grabbed it. Doesn't look like he did. Athena's gonna be hanging out with Hunbot. Not Athena, Aphrodite. And she's got blue buff. And oh, solo lane Aphrodite. Okay. Against solo lane Odin. Okay. You don't see that every day. Unless the Aphrodite's jungling. That could also be, I mean, it's crazy, but it could happen. Mid lane is going to be Zhonghui, who's usually a solo laner. He's usually over here. But he's going to go mid lane. I think that that's a good pick, though. His tankiness and his heals can be very annoying for Scylla because he can heal up and deny the kill with the I'm a Monster proc, which denies the additional procs for her to use. Which is good. Belly bump being popped here by Luna, who then has to turn around. She hit a minion on accident. Right hand lane getting pushed in, not surprisingly. Wow, this is really strong. But then again, it's Aphrodite. And Aphrodite's just mean. But yeah, Wukong is definitely a strong support. He has a lot of utility to help his friends out while they're in lane. Scylla seems to be losing out on the trades here, as Zhonghui is doing his best to keep this lane pushed, and he's going to have a much easier time, especially in the early game, because of his boost damage from his little scroll there. However, Thor wants to make sure that this is as difficult as possible for Zhonghui, but Hunbots is going to come for the counter gank, and he's got the speed buff, but he doesn't have the damage buff. Not going to be turning into anything. Thor actually missed his Mjolnir throw. A shame. Ooh, that's going to be some good harass for Scylla. However, Zhonghui can just heal that right back, as you can see. Boom, back to full HP like nothing happened. So much sustain in Zhonghui. He definitely has much more lane presence than a Scylla can. Depending on who gets more auto attacks in, who gets more harass in. Lots of red on the left side of the map. That could be bad. CyberX are kind of losing map presence. And maybe you need to think about ganking at some point. So beautiful. It's using Apollo using his so beautiful attack to push down those minions. So beautiful it hurt. Physically. Kills thing. And we are going to see a bunch of damage be put out by Apollo onto these minions. Everyone getting their buffs. They gotta try to keep Scylla ahead, that's for sure. Because Zhonghui, if he gets ahead of Scylla, that's a nightmare for her. He does not want that. There's a lot of early game damage that can come out of Zhonghui, but he kind of falls off a lot in the late game compared to Scylla's damage. I mean, you look at a lot of damage from Scylla, and Zhonghui just doesn't really do that. But early game, his ratios are high, and he hurts. So he will be able to dominate that lane if she's not careful. Odin is still holding his own pretty good over here. I mean, he's not really pushing the lane, which is wise on his part, especially since Hun Batz is hanging out really close by. Looks like there might be a tussle in the jungle here, but there will not be a tussle in the jungle. There will be a nothing. Zhonghui is nowhere to be found. I guess he went back to base. Yes, he did. And that is Kumbhakarna, who was maybe thinking about ganking, but he's not doing gank. Geb not using his roly-poly move. Gotta say, his electronic skin is pretty cool. The robot version of him, really good. I wish they turned into a sphere instead of turning into a plane, but it's still just as cool, if you ask me. Just as cool, might have been cooler if he was still a ball. Just a perfectly round sphere. That'd be pretty cool in and of itself. Odin gonna be farming up and trying to stay alive, and I think that he is succeeding. I think that Wukong is good as a support if you don't have enough damage on your team. If you want an excuse for Wukong, you might as well just say, oh, I just want more damage. We want more ult control. Big yawn being used here, and the giant uppercut going to be used to keep Geb out of the fight. Geb uses his ult, but the big boar is keeping Artemis safe from CC. However, will she be able to be safe from Zhonghui? No, and Apollo's To the Skies is popped for the killing blow. Uh-oh. Up goes Thor. Where's he gonna land? Ah, yeah. And that's going to be a big engage. That's going to be the first kill for them. Trading kills? Not so much. That's not good. Let's go back and see that. Not the interruption. We'll go ahead one. There. No, that's after the fight. Come on, there we go. So inside of the jungle here, we see that Artemis is kind of caught out. She's going to die to Apollo's To the Skies. And the rest of the team is going to come in to try to avenge it, try to get some revenge kills. Thor ult's going to go up, and Scylla misses her ult. That's not good. Thor misses his ult down there, which is missing a lot of CC. Berserker's Barrage is interrupted, and now we see some CC of their own being sent out here by Dynamic Gaming, and they're going to take out 2 for the price of none. That is not a good trade. CyberX, as they did not trade at all. Lots of CC being thrown down. Hun Batz's ult. A lot of fear. Just this huge fear. Large circle of fear, and you do not want to be caught in there. Ooh, nice stun. That blown kiss from Aphrodite. Ooh, get back being popped here. Aphrodite almost killing Odin. Ugh. But Aphrodite's really hard to lane against as Odin, since he's melee. And she has so many materials to keep a melee at bay. Chalk is really good as a support, especially compared to Wukong, I might add. That regen and the slows are so good. Plus he has a lot of damage as well, especially in the early game with those axes. And his utility is not to be underestimated.
Your team has destroyed a left enemy.
We are just waiting on the next fight, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing in all waves, we look at the builds. We've got some shoes, Talon Trinket. The Devourer's Gauntlet being built early on by Apollo. He's looking for a long-range game here. Wants to get all of his lifesteal stats. He wants to get some damage as well. Mid lane is back to the daily grind. Farming those minions and getting ready for the next engage. Maybe some harass. There will be a chase going on in the jungle. Not much going to come out of it. a ward thrown into the speed camp. Which looks like it's about... No, it's not about to fill. It's been emptied very recently, and thus will not be spawning anytime soon, but they do have a ward there to see when it does. Odin with the big stomp uses his circle of spears, and now he's in a pretty big advantage while he's in here. Will he be able to get the kill on Aphrodite? Aphrodite very, very good at keeping herself healthy, but she is slowed. Ooh, she misses the doves, but she does have that heal. Oh, man. Or leave me alone / get back / disperse / get the heck off of me. So strong at keeping this Odin from killing her. And look, she's already back past half HP. They're at even HP right now. She is such a strong solo laner, and Thor goes up, but will he come down? He's got to go somewhere. He's going over to mid lane. A wise choice. There's a Scylla now between him and the enemies. Speaking of Scylla, will she get this stun off? It's a pretty easy stun, but she's going to be flanked from the side from Khun Bats. Uses Sentinel to get away. Good play by Scylla to keep herself alive. However, they might lose this damage buff in the process. Odin can do nothing but watch, because there's 3 enemies there and there's only 1 Odin. And while Odin is strong, he isn't really fed enough to fight 3. Though there are times where he can be fed enough to fight 3. This is not one of them. Blue buff going to be taken by Luna and her friend Norialis. Norialis. I'm going to go with Norialis. Like Aurora Borealis, but it's Aurora Nori. We're going to go with that. In the meantime, Scylla and Thor hanging out. Snowballer looking for maybe a steal on these. No, not even close, Snowballer. They killed those things real fast. I think I blinked and missed it. That was a really fast kill on those. Thor wants blue buff because he's got no mana, and he probably needs his mana, that's for sure. Aphrodite, fortunately, not looking over there. Oh, but he's going to give it to Odin. Good guy, Thor. That was very nice of him. Blue buff going to be picked up by Aphrodite. That is so annoying whenever she has blue buff. No doubt in my mind. Dynamic Gaming not pressuring the lanes too hard anymore. They're giving CyberX a chance to come back by not really pressuring so hard. I need to group up and do something mean. Apollo going to go toe-to-toe with Artemis. This definitely favors Artemis. Tries to get her with a serenade. Oh, so beautiful. Not quite looking as beautiful as he wanted. Geb is there to help him survive. But Thor! Using his ult to close the distance and a Berserker's Barrage to get the last hit. Good job by Thor at the right place at the perfect time, ladies and gentlemen. That was a great kill. That was just great. There's no other way to put it. That was a great kill. Good gank. Perfect positioning for Thor. Not sure if it was because of his map awareness or communication. Whichever one it was, I'm glad he was there because that was just smooth as butter. Textbook gank. That is what we talk about. Whenever we say, man, I got ganked, that's what that means. Just there was nothing that Apollo could do about it. He was not in a good position, and he died for it. Aphrodite just once again proving to be a real nuisance for this Odin. If they had a Thor, Thor could turret dive him, no problem. Zhonghui going to continue pushing the mid lane as he should be. He should be pressuring this lane as much as he can, as he has more than enough ability to do it. Look at that. Great use of his talisman to get some harassment off. And some heals for himself. You can see the kind of damage he does. He does a good chunk to her HP. He's not going to be popping the talisman. And it looks like Aphrodite has caught herself an Artemis who uses her Caledonian boar to try to buy herself some time. Tusky is going to do his best to try to keep her alive. She is very low. And Aphrodite with the last hit, but Odin with a revenge kill on the Khun Bats. In the meantime, Thor with a big stun. Berserker's Barrage is not going to net him any other kills though, but he does get one before he goes down. That looks like a 2 for 2. Maybe 2 for 3. No, that's a 2 for 3.
Your left tower is under attack.
It could have gone better for CyberX, but hey, they're getting kills, and that's going to keep them from getting too far behind in gold. They're staying within 4,000. That's not too bad. Kumbhakarna, on the other hand, is going to have a hard time against Apollo by himself. He's got his passive up, Audacity. It's going to give him 5 100% faster auto attacks after attacking something 10 times and hitting it. With a really big asterisk next to that, and in bold. And hitting it! You get 5 100% faster attacks. Those can be really devastating, especially if they start critting. But he is not really going for crits right now. No crits yet. He's still getting his combat boots, going to be getting those warrior tabi, or tabby, whichever you prefer the pronunciation of that word. And it's looking like Thor's kind of getting caught out here, but he's able to get away thanks to his Mjolnir. There will not be someone cutting him off back here. That could have been a kill for the team, but that's not going to be the case. Thor almost dying, but not quite. He will be going back to base and healing up. Hunbats is kind of getting caught here. That's 3v1. They could have went all in on that, but playing safe, a good thing on their part. That's a safe thing for them to do, is not go in on that. Now, Artemis, on the other hand, not exactly in the safest position of all. Caledonian Boar going to maybe buy her a little bit of time. Oh, Hunbats is going to barely be able to get the kill here, but he does get the kill thanks to his ult. Spreading some fear for his good friends back home. And he's able to get the kill with those awesome auto attacks. Wearing his futuristic power armor skin, Hunbats is quite a devastating foe. Especially with his current build, he hurts. And all he needs is a heavy mace and some warrior tabi. Hunbats is going to turn this around almost immediately. He's got all of his friends there, but Scylla's in the area and she's looking for a kill. So if they're not careful, they just might be that kill. One, I'm a monster proc, and I'm pretty sure that guy back there is dead. In comes Thor, Berserker's Barrage. Odin going to come in with the Circle of Spears and dies for his efforts. However, Apollo is almost immediately killed afterwards. Zhong Kui going to release the demons as Scylla uses her own ult in an attempt to get a kill. I'm a Monster does not look like it's going to net her any. The killing sprees are coming off, though, and Scylla is getting her revenge on the enemies. Not looking good for the Aphrodite, but Geb is able to keep her alive. That is so annoying. These two together? Oh, I don't even want to think about it. That is just annoyance the lane. Think about how annoying that would be. Having not only Geb's shield, but pretty much unlimited mana for that shield. That's no fun. You don't want to lane against that. It's not looking good for Artemis here. She's going to be mini-stunned, and there's the fear, but she ends up using Purification Beads and a Caledonian Boar to help give herself some time, but Aphrodite proves to be a little bit too much with a little help from Geb's Shockwave, and gets the last hit for the kill on Artemis. Artemis is a little bit overextended for someone who doesn't quite do enough damage to kill anybody. She needs to get some more damage before she commits so hard to something like that in the future. With more damage, that Artemis can be very deadly. She just doesn't quite have it yet. She does have the Heartseeker, but she's losing those stacks, and that's not good. Maybe she's thinking of getting some crits. I would certainly agree with that sentiment. Crits would be a good decision. Some lifesteal wouldn't hurt either. It's not uncommon to see people save lifesteal for later. That not a lot of people build the Devourer's Gauntlet early, if that's what they want. However, Apollo is not going to be fitting that little mold that I've created. He's built his Devourer's Gauntlet very early, and he's got lifesteal. But he doesn't do as much damage as Artemis does, which is why Artemis won out in their early 1v1. And she will continue to win out as well. What's Odin got going? Ooh, he's got a Pestilence, which is strong. It reduces the healing. That's going to help him when he's trying to take out her. Especially with all the heals that she has. Oh, those heals, though. And it looks like Zhonghui is going to be getting caught here, but he does not get stunned through the wall. That would have been such a major blow. Some good harassment going to be sent out by Zhonghui. Scylla going to help push the lane for herself. And there's a nice yawn by Kumbhakarna going to secure his safe passage back to his team. Artemis losing out in a fight over here underneath the turret. I don't know if I can... Oh, yes I can, because he quickly got that kill. Good play by Apollo, but I don't think he's going to get away from Thor. Oh, that was not exactly the best placement for his ult. And now Scylla's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, stuck down here with all these enemies nearby. She does eventually go down to Aphrodite. And Kumbhakarna is chasing down this Apollo and not going to be coming out with a kill for himself. That's no good. Luna's going to have to go take the walk of shame all the way back to base, using her belly bop to dash. Odin has a lot of protections, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for him to survive. I know Kumbhakarna will not be surviving. The big ult from Hunbots, but is it enough? It is. The damage over time that is done inside of there is plenty to get the last hit for Hunbots on his enemy. Not sure what Thor's doing. Thor's going back to base. Thor did not die in those fights, believe it or not. Artemis is going to defend to the best of Artemis's ability, you know. Norealis all by himself, and here comes his team. Not really going to be enough to do too much with contesting this fire giant, however. They're going straight for it. Dynamic Gaming are not playing around. They do not want this to get to the 20-minute mark if they can help it, and they do have a whole minute to do it, which is a pretty long time in Smite terms. Now, don't underestimate how long a minute can last in this game. Ooh, a big stun. That's going to be a quick kill onto Apollo. Good initiation by Scylla, and now the Caledonian Boar is coming into play. Thorold popped. Where's he going to land? Right on top of Hunbots. Will we see some revenge? No. Hunbots will be running away, but I'm a Monster is popped. She tries to lead him, but he dodges into the camp right here, but he dies anyway to Scylla, as Geb is going to roll on out of there with the Fire Giant buff that they did end up securing. However, I don't know how much longer he'll be able to hold on to it. He's very surrounded, and he's going to flash through the wall using his blink. However, Thor has a flash of his own and a Berserker Barrage, and they really want to take out this Geb. They don't want any remnants of the Fire Giant buff alive on the team, but they just can't quite finish him. However, they might take this turret. No, they're not going to take the turret. Odin doesn't quite do any damage yet, which is fine. Zhonghui unable to pop the talismans that he threw onto Odin and Kumbhakarna, so I didn't get to see how much damage he was doing to them. Oh, the Might of the Gods being popped over there to take those. Oh, she's still got her Fire Giant buff. Aphrodite somehow surviving that. I didn't even notice that she wasn't even attacked. Not sure if she had to use her ult to do it. It is off cooldown right now. She's nearing the max level of 20. Gotta say, the Dynamic Gaming is ahead in levels, but they have to be careful. You know, late game teams, especially ones with people like Thor and Artemis, can be very deadly to your HP bars. You couple that with Scylla, who only gets stronger as the game goes on, and you've got yourself some serious problems sometimes. Thor going to secure the escape for Artemis, who sends a ping to her team in an attempt to say, "Please help, thanks." Left-hand turret is under attack for CyberX, and we're going to have to see if they can respond in time. They can. There will not be a dead turret. Runs right into a trap set by Artemis, the Transgressor's Fate. We are waiting to see when the next fight will be engaged. Ooh, nice. Getting that volley of arrows down. Sentinel being out, that's a good yawn by Kumbhakarna, but Gebzolt is able to keep all of the squishies really close by, and they quickly converge on top of them and get themselves a nice kill. Apollo comes down onto Scylla, but Scylla's going to be able to run away. The Ring of Spears going to trap the Aphrodite in there, but not going to really secure a kill, sadly. Thor is coming into the fight. Kumbhakarna sitting back, not really able to do anything, waiting for those cooldowns to come. Scylla uses her I'm a Monster Apollo goes down, and that looks like it for his team. Thor is killed in the middle of the chaos, and now Kumbhakarna will be focused down and killed as soon as he gets in. And it looks like this Phoenix is going to be going down soon. 20 minutes in, and we will see the first Phoenix destroyed. 22.5 minutes. That's not a long time. Oh, were they able to kill it? It looks like they were, yes.
Destroyed a left enemy tower.
They have killed it. That's big. That's a lot of map control that they've just secured for themselves while not losing much map control themselves. They've still got all their turrets, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they've got them all. Not looking so good for CyberX, though. Welcome to the stream, Nitro McKid 2. If you have any questions or corrections or criticisms, please feel free to share them. I am all eyes and ears and nose and everything else I can use to process that information. They're coming over to the Gold Fury. Not sure if they're going to really be able to do much with this, though, as they have great area denial through Aphrodite. Welcome, T-Door, and all the other people that have just come in. Welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. Kumbhakarna kind of getting split off from his team, but he is a tank, so they probably won't chase him too hard. They just want to get that Gold Fury and get back into lane. Oh, can't say the same for Thor, though, who's going to use his ult to get out, and he barely makes it. Oh, my gosh. He had maybe less than 100 HP, easily. Very, very close to death right now. Uh-oh, not looking good. The Titan is under attack at the same time as Artemis. Artemis Caledonian Boar being used as Apollo steals the kill onto Thor on his way back. We've got a joint assault here. Apollo being knocked up into the air by the mighty uppercut, and in comes Zhong Kui. The Ring of Spears perfectly placed. However, he's on the wrong team to be putting it there. That was not really the best place to keep the red team. CyberX is almost decided. Will he be able to make it back in time? Yes. Just barely. Kumbhakarna might be feared out of the spawn area, but look how much HP he's got. He's not going to die anytime soon. Apollo just barely surviving right now, as the Titan will continue to try to fight, but I don't think that blue team has much to do here, yes. Not much was needed to be done, as they could not defend it. Red team takes this. Dynamic Gaming take the first game in this series of 3.